or we're not in the game to take punishment.
Oh.
He was turning this guy all night, and this guy know he didn't win. And was he tough? Very tough and rugged.
Shakur, shut me up. Real quick, Shakur. I'm right here. Shut me up. Shut me up. Hello.
For real.
I don't know why.
Just don't cry, bro. Don't cry afterwards.
I don't know why.
Please don't cry.
All right, he'll take it on the chin. He'll be all right.
You gonna cry, man.
Now watch this.
Man,
watch January 31st.
Pound for pound list, man,
after the fight, I want you to talk everything you've been talking since I've been baby.
Man, I can't wait,
I'm gonna show you.
Man, I wish it was tomorrow, man. I wish it was today, man.
Man, we could... I'm ready right now.
Shut you down.
I'm ready at any given time.
I'm tired of your mouth, bro.
Bro, you not like that.
Floyd Mayweather responded to Teofimo Lopez at the press conference and made it clear that big talk means nothing when real timing and discipline come into play inside the ring.
I'm locked in. I put in the work Saturday night. All of my work is gonna take care of itself. So could bring whatever he want. He could come in pressure, do whatever he got to do. He's just gonna bring out the best in me.
You fight, man, because you just want everybody to think you're the best, man. You never fought nobody.
Senior, do not fall when you get in the ring.
Nobody like my son.
I don't want to see
nobody like my son.
Stay on your feet,
bro. He faster, quicker, smarter.
Gotta have it in control.
More entertaining. More entertaining.
Oh, snap.
Shut up, man.
Bigger.
That double stepping that you do, bro. I got that shit figured out.
Mad. I'm under your skin. I know that.
Then Teofimo Sr. stepped in with full confidence, saying they will beat Shakur and leave him frozen just like Lomachenko was frozen before. He spoke as if this outcome is already decided and the story is already written in their minds.
Okay, I don't think y'all did either.
Oh, so you gotta show it, baby.
I don't think y'all did either. I ain't see.
Not on my son.
I ain't see Lomachenko throw no punches.
You never been on a big stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko throw punches.
You never been on a big stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko throw punches.
Cause we frozen.
Okay, you gonna see.
We gonna freeze you too.
You better not. You better not throw the towel in.
Come on, man. You out of your mind.
Okay.
My son fought without no air. My son fought without no air against Cambosis.
You can't fight for your son. You can't fight for your son.
You gonna tell me, man? Come on.
You can't fight for your son.
I bet you gonna quit.
Yeah, okay, you gonna see.
All right?
That is when the energy changed because Shakur did not talk back. He smiled and said he is going to expose Teofimo. That quiet confidence landed harder than any insult ever could.
Where are the weaknesses? Where are some of the weaknesses in his game?
A lot of the weaknesses is in his mental. I think it's more mental than anything again. I'm going to expose it.
Said in your last fight that you proved you were a dog against William Zepeda. What do you want to prove in this one?
That I'm the best. I want to show the world that I'm the best. After this fight, I want to be considered top 5 pound for pound fighter in the sport, and I can't wait to show it.
The difference was clear right away. One side was pushing confidence and loud belief. The other side was selling a sense of certainty. It no longer felt like trash talk and started to feel like two mindsets colliding. Pressure against precision. Noise against control.
What was it about Teo that you gave yourself like the this is the one I want him, right? Because I'm sure you at a point where you got options, like you could pick, you could pick and choose. Yeah, I know. Why? What was it about him that you was like, all right, this is the one? What made you want to?
He's on top of his game, bro. I said his last fight in front of New York City.
Times Square, yeah.
He fought Arnold Barboza. He the shark.
He was stacked. What's my boy name that was dead to?
One of the 5-4 Kings, whatever they want to call it. So he on top of his game, bro. So if I see somebody on top of their game, my competitive edge just kick in. It's like, okay, I already vision right then and there that I want to fight him. Like, I want to be in front of him and see how my style do with his style. So it's more so just who the best.
Both fighters carry strong confidence. I naturally believe Teofimo is more powerful and more athletic than Shakur. Teofimo also has solid understanding of the sport and reads fights well. However, Shakur comes across as the sharper and more technical boxer. I am not saying he is stiff or robotic. He is experienced, calm, and very composed in the ring.
Can't be too technical with Shakur. You gotta make it a little ugly. You gotta make it a little ugly. If you try to be too technical with Shakur, it could be too long of a weighted chess match. You know, certain people don't want to see that. They don't want to see pop shots. You know what I mean? They want to see good action. I have yet to see and I think you could attest with me. I don't think we have seen Shakur face anyone higher than who he's gonna face next, and that's of me. So, I definitely, commend him at least for stepping up to the plate.
I believe he is more mature mentally. He stays within his limits and avoids unnecessary risks. Many times you see him face tougher opponents, and the fight can feel slow at times. That is why people often criticize his style. Against Teofimo, I believe he will stay patient and fight with caution.
I think it's time. I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whip his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out.
You really believe that, because everyone will say, oh man, Shakur is probably one of the best defensive fighters in the game. You really believe you can stop Shakur Stevenson?
Yes.
Being careful does not mean he is slow or sloppy. Shakur has many tools he can use to win. Teofimo has plenty of weapons too. Honestly, if Teofimo comes in ready and performs like he did against Vasily Lomachenko, he has the edge to take the victory.
What Teo did to Lomachenko, and one of the things that I think that gets lost in that fight against Lomachenko is Teo threw more than 100 punches in the final round to make sure he won that fight.
Yeah, no question. Even in the loss that he had against Kambosos, where he had a puncture, like he had some medical condition in his esophagus that was dangerous actually, and it looked like an off.
Right after all the discussions about styles camps and chess-like strategies, Richardson Hitchens stepped in and spoke with honest straight talk you cannot fake. He said it himself that he has known Shakur since they were kids. Sleeping in gyms, sparring at crazy hours, and training hard long before anyone was paying attention.
Me and Shakur became really close at a young age. I think we was about 13.
Yeah.
And me and him started off beefing at first. Because I was one of the guys that was I started boxing a little later than guys like Shakur. I started boxing 12.
Oh, okay.
Shakur and them guys was boxing at 5, 7 years old.
And that matters because when he says Shakur is on another level, it comes from experience, not fandom. When Hitchens says Teofimo is talented, but not at Shakur's boxing level, it is not disrespect. It is insight from someone who has trained with Shakur and kept up with his pace.
At the end of the day,
You think it's competitive though? It's close?
Yeah, I think it can be competitive.
Yeah.
Teo is real gifted. Shakur is real defensive. And, I feel like when a fight is super defensive, it can play against you also.
I love how Richardson didn't make it seem simple, while still giving Teofimo his due respect, calling him accomplished and dangerous. Yet he kept returning to the same boxing truth that Shakur is on another level. When he mentioned Teofimo saying Shakur isn't used to him, you could sense Richardson smiling, as if to say we will see, because familiarity works both ways. What stood out most was Hitchens pointing out that being too defensive can backfire, but quickly clarifying that Shakur isn't just defensive, he is a top problem solver, which is a key difference many overlook. His confidence wasn't loud, it was calm, almost detached, like he already knows how this fight will play out.
If you go in there trying to be really defensive, it can play against you, but Shakur's a high-level boxer, and Teo ain't on Shakur level. Teo know that, and like I told Teo when I see him, I said it's different. He told me that me and Shakur is used to each other. That's why I feel like it's different. He said Shakur not used to him. So in 2 weeks, we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Teo is a 3.5.
And Teo, if you were supposed to somehow win, fight me. Fight me. That's the fight that I want. Fight.
When Richardson said it's different, it wasn't trash talk, it was a warning. The kind of warning fighters give when they know what happens once the bell rings and instincts take control. Even when he joked about facing Teofimo himself, you could hear the certainty beneath it, as if the upset would be almost impossible. This fight isn't about hope or hype, it's about skill showing up at the right time. Hitchens didn't sell drama, he showed reality. And reality is Teofimo has to be perfect for 12 rounds, while Shakur only has to be himself. Anyone who has been around long enough knows which of those is harder.
But they said they have a game plan. They said they know how they're gonna beat Shakur. We'll see, man. Teofimo's a tremendous fighter at the end of the day. I gotta give ultimate respect to him because he is one of the most decorated young fighters in the sport today. And it's not gonna be an easy task for Shakur, but I just feel like Shakur, when it comes to boxing, Teofimo's not better than him, so it is what it is.
And right after Richardson explained the skill gap you only see if you grew up in it, Gary Russell Jr. stepped in sounding like someone who has faced both sides of the storm and isn't impressed by flashy moments. Gary said it straight. Brains over athleticism. And that matters because it isn't a slight to Teofimo, it's a warning. He's basically saying, yeah, Teofimo is explosive, talented, and dangerous, but bursts of power don't scare fighters who know the angles. At the same time, Gary didn't make excuses for Shakur, either saying clearly this fight gets messy if Teofimo applies controlled chaos. That phrase matters because he wasn't talking about wild swings, he meant precise pressure hitting first closing distance and forcing judges to lean in. When he mentioned Lomachenko, it wasn't nostalgia, it was a playbook showing that Teofimo can disrupt even a master if he attacks in bursts instead of posing.
Gordo, when he fought Lomachenko, if he fights Shakur the way that he fought Lomachenko, that will somewhat poke holes in Shakur's game as far as allowing him to dictate the ring, dictate the revenue of the ring. You know, he have to mash the gas, like I say, in spurts. Put Shakur in the defensive, make him want to be defensive, make him question when he punches. And another thing, he has the ability to hurt Shakur too.
And I agree with him because Shakur doesn't want long physical battles. He looks for clean reads, resets, and space. Gary said if Teofimo can push Shakur back and make him defensive instead of active, the whole picture changes quickly, and boxing depends on perception whether we like it or not. But then Gary turned it around, noting if Teofimo hangs back, waits, and plays smart, Shakur can turn it into a long, frustrating fight that feels like 12 rounds of unanswered punches. What stood out was Gary saying Teofimo can hurt Shakur but not necessarily the other way around, which changes the risk completely. Still, he favored Shakur because brains hold up longer than bursts of power. This wasn't sitting on the fence, it was layered truth. Gary is basically saying this fight isn't about who is better, but who stays true to themselves under pressure. Intelligence wins if chaos is controlled, and chaos wins if intelligence gets trapped. That is why this fight cannot be predicted, it all depends on the conditions.
I always say intellect over athleticism. You know, I will always choose intellect over athleticism. In my personal opinion, if I had to choose somebody, I'm more so leaning towards Shakur. But I still feel as though it's a 50-50 fight. I feel like it's a 50-50 fight. I feel like Shakur, his game plan is to fight the way that he fights.
And right after Gary Russell Jr. laid out the intellect versus chaos scenario, Gabe Rosado stepped in and somehow made it even more intense without raising his voice, which was impressive. Gabe said something that stuck right away. These are champions who still fight like they have to prove something, and that makes both dangerous. That isn't praise, it's a warning. When Gabe calls it a high-intensity chess match, I don't hear patience, I hear tension, because neither Shakur nor Teofimo can coast when pride is involved. His support for Shakur isn't favoritism, it's proof. He brought up the Zapata fight, saying, "You wanted to see the pocket?" Here it is, showing how Shakur absorbed punches, answered back, worked the body, and still stayed composed. That isn't abandoning style, it's improving it. When Gabe said people questioned whether Shakur had the dog, it was almost funny because nothing excites fans more than realizing they misjudged someone. Shakur didn't bark, he showed it. Gabe also praised Teofimo, calling him phenomenal, not ignoring his explosiveness or drive, because no one lasts this long in boxing by pretending threats aren't real. This wasn't hype, it was recognition that if both fighters come aggressive, the margin for error disappears quickly.
Shoot, man, that's a great matchup. You got two guys, they got great skills, but are both really hungry. It's like they're champions, but they fight like they're prospects or contenders. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see Teofimo taking a step back, and I don't see Shakur taking a step back. Even though they have the ability to box, but I see this being a high intense chess match. You know what I'm saying? Who do I favor? It's tough, man. I think Shakur is a great boxer.
But the moment Gabe really shifted the conversation was when he focused on the brains behind Shakur, because that is where this fight starts feeling quietly unfair. Gabe clearly said having Crawford Ward and that whole championship team around you gives an advantage you cannot measure with punch stats. And he is right. That isn't just advice, it's experience guiding you mid-camp, mid-round, mid-doubt. I love that Gabe didn't claim Shakur wins because he's simply better. He said Shakur wins because he's prepared from angles Teofimo might not even anticipate. You can be athletic, explosive, and talented, but if the other fighter is being sharpened by people who have solved every puzzle before, that is pressure. We can debate style matchups all day, but Gabe is basically saying this fight could be influenced before the bell even rings through conversations, adjustments, and instincts built over years. That doesn't guarantee anything, but it explains why so many lean toward Shakur. Not because Teofimo can't win, but because Shakur keeps adding layers while remaining himself. And that is a dangerous combination when drive meets guidance at the highest level.
But Teo's that dude too, man. But I would lean a little bit towards Shakur.
Why so?
Just because he showed a different element in what he did against Cepeda. He showed, all right, y'all want to see me stand in the pocket, I'll stay in the pocket. He stood in the pocket with Cepeda. He broke him down to the body. Yeah, I mean, combinations, had good defense, took shots, and showed that he could take a punch. So people haven't seen that side of Shakur, and he demonstrated that. So he got the dog in him. So everybody questioned it. He showed.
So when you step back from all the voices, all the camps, and all the confidence being thrown around this fight, really comes down to one question we keep avoiding. Do you trust discipline more than disruption when everything is at stake? Teofimo brings power, athleticism, and that explosive belief that a single sequence can change everything, while Shakur brings patience, precision, and a system built to erase moments before they happen. We've heard the confidence, the warnings, and the respect from people who have actually been in the ring with both fighters, and none of it feels fake. That is why this matchup feels dangerous no matter what. If Teofimo imposes chaos on his terms, history shows he can challenge elite fighters. But if Shakur controls the fight on his rules, momentum quietly disappears. There is no simple answer, just consequences. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's really discuss it. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Alert. See you in the next one.